What's up, everybody? Canuck here. Welcome to episode 24 of our complete course construction series. When we left off last episode, we were in the midst of kind of playability checks of the front nine. I think we got up to about hole 5. So we're going to continue along that. Just make sure there isn't any huge glaring things we've missed in terms of greens and fairways and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll go back and start kind of looking at some visual things that we might need to revisit. So this may be an episode where we're just kind of looking at the back nine, maybe making some changes. Both the playability and the visuals, we'll see. And then if we get all that done, I'm not sure if we will, we will start looking at the back nine, which definitely I think is going to have a bit of a minor reroute. So we got a busy day. So let's get going. 15 hours, 55 minutes into our build. Let's get the clock back going. Get the music started. Let's jump right in. We'll try to answer a couple questions as we go through as well. The same kind of thing. I'm looking over there because my camera's usually over there. I put it over here. Sorry. All right. So, like I said, we're kind of continuing on kind of some playability and visuals, but mostly just things I see that we need to clean up, just like heavy rough things in here, just like this. So the 5th hole is looking at anything glaring with any of the green pins. I don't see anything. I'll just hit a quick shot or two. Sightline looks great still. There's probably gonna be, I'm kind of thinking of putting 11 in here. So right now this left side's a little bit bare, but I think we might revisit this as we build the back nine in, as that might not necessarily be the case once we get a little further in. So we're gonna leave it for now. But it does look a little bit on the bare side. Great look at the whole kind of, first few holes of the front nine there. Great looking vista. All right, that pin I don't love. I need to make it a bit friendlier, I would say. This one here, that's sitting on a bit of a yellow slope. So we'll give that a quick fix. Just like this. Alright. Otherwise, we'll do a couple little tweaks in here, a little bit of heavy rough surfacing. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Beautiful. All right, 5. This is going to be a nice looking par 3, I think. Digging it. All right, a little bit more heavy rough construction. So kind of a plan I'm starting to see more and more now is if I could get a green site here. But that might be a little bit of a task because I've got a tee box here. But could we fix that? Could we move the tee up a bit and still make this a fun kind of 3-shot par 5, but also give us some room where we're not like, because I'd kind of like the par 3 to be here. Like a little 126-yarder. It wouldn't be the greatest for routing because you kind of have to walk off 5 and kind of around, or maybe it's back here. I don't know, but I feel like that is a site that I can't give up. Plus, you'd be able to see the green from here too. That's tough to pass up, ladies and gentlemen. So I might experiment with moving all this up. I want to see how this plays from the white tees. So let's do this. I want to play test it from the whites, because this is kind of where the back tees would be if I decide to move it. Definitely got some work to do with some things there. Yeah, it's still playing a long hole. Oh yeah, well, with that pin, it's definitely playing as a long hole. I think I might be okay with that. Okay, you know what? I think we're gonna make a pretty significant change here. So we're gonna shorten 6 quite a bit. So I think we can just do this kind of the easy way. Let's go with... I think we'll just do 2 tee boxes. So I'm gonna pull this fairway brush out. We'll just do maybe something simple like maybe something like this. There we go. Flatten it out. That still makes this a pretty beastly par 5. And that gives us the opportunity to build a nice little par 3 as well. So I think it's going to be a win-win for us. Kind of been looking at that for a while. Okay, so we're just going to move all the tees up a tad. So that's going to go there. This is going to go here. And this brush will no longer exist. And there, 6 has been shortened, and now that gives me, completely frees up some space to build a beautiful little par 3 here, which I think is going to happen. But yeah, that's going to involve a bit of a reroute here, but I'm not quite sure how we're going to take that on yet, but that's for another time. Alright, let's continue taking a peek at 6 here. Just some heavy rough. Cleanup. Just in here. Definitely in here. I think we're probably going to fix up some of the planting in here, so it's pretty messy, and I did kind of a lazy job with that, so we'll probably look at fixing a lot of that when we get back to doing kind of the planting side of tweaking. But we'll leave it for now. Alright, the green. The green right now... So up here, this is on a bit of a dome. I don't like that. Way too much runoff. And I feel like that's starting to happen a little too much on this course. I've learned as a veteran designer, yeah, difficulty is great, but I truly want people to enjoy themselves. I don't want courses where they're, you know, casual guys trying to hit good shots in, and it's, if they don't hit that perfect shot, they're getting penalized. I don't like that. And I want to do everything to, you know, keep it a challenge, but not have people scratching their heads and maybe not wanting to visit again. So, I mean, think about that with your difficulty. It's a truly hard course. The top guys in the game are going to rip up any course they see anyway. So, I mean, focus on a fun, enjoyable round of golf in terms of, instead of just like trying to mentally destroy the person that's playing your course. Alright, let's try pin 3. We'll go from the blues. We'll see how she looks. Yeah, I think this hole looks pretty darn good. Obviously, it's looking a little bare on the right, but we haven't built. There's going to be hole 10 kind of skirting this, so it's going to look better. Yeah, I still think this is good. Tricky second shot. I'll do I don't like the size of that false front. I think it's a bit too much. There's quite a bit going on there. So we'll fix that too. Little flatten. So, you know, I am making this a little friendlier. I just think that's still a little bit much. Let's see. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. Okay. So a few things in the back. This hole's gonna need a little bit of work on the visual side of things that we'll work on, but for the most part, I think it's okay. All right, heading over to our 7th hole. Great sight line. I think it looks really good now with that planting that we did on 8. So again, just kind of going through with a little bit of heavy rough and just cleaning up the areas near the fairway. Making sure that's all heavy roughed in nicely. We got a nice little green going. Okay. You know, we got a little ridge there. I don't know if we're going to do some planting there, but it seems like it's a natural place just to put maybe a little bit of something there. Whoa, I couldn't hit the mute button in time. I'm sorry, people. Hopefully I didn't blow out your eardrums there. Okay, so there is quite a significant slope here, but I'm okay with it. This one I can be a little bit more harsh on, just because it is a shorter hole, and you know, at worst, you're probably a wedge in. So let's play pin 4. Let's take a look. Sight line is pretty good. I may work on that tree line on the right. I think that tree here is a bit of a problem. I mean, this thing is an issue coming that way too, so it's something I'm probably gonna fix. I think distance, this plays perfectly. A little bit of a tailwind, you should be able to clear it, but most cases you're gonna have to take your medicine. Ooh, you don't want to be over here though. You don't want to be over here. Little hack out. Okay. Oh yeah, tricky putt. That'll work. And we're in. Alright, I think hole 7's looking pretty good. Here's hole 8. I think that bridge looks great. This funky little hole is potentially become one of my favorites here. I kind of like it. We did talk about cutting a little bit of that tree off. I think we probably will. Oh. You completely jailed there, which is kind of what I want. You don't want to hit a slow. But we are going to do some trimming of trees here. First of all, this tree is bothering me. And we're probably going to pull that tree and that tree out. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Trim a little bit of those grasses. Everything else I think is pretty good. Couple heavy rough touch-ups. And yeah, we'll be going through this obviously again, but just getting as much as I can now. Okay. So, yeah, green's looking pretty good. Play pin 2. I did the exact same thing. Like the exact same thing. Come on. I mean, it's trouble. You hit that slow. Bye-bye. Tough little driving hole. %power on the slow. Oh, look at that rock bounce. And then some spin. Alright, and then we're going to go visit the 9th, which I feel like we built a long time ago, because that was our original 3rd hole, and then we decided to change things up. Remember this hole? Okay. Nice looking sight line. It's giving me a 3 wood to tee off. Again, this is a tricky driver hole, but this is back when I was using a little bit more of those kind of oaky trees. I don't love my tree lines. Got a random pine tree off to the right there. We'll probably end up getting rid of. Nice little shot in there. Not sure what's going on behind 9 green yet, so I'm not going to do much planting or anything there yet. But yeah, there's the front 9. And then that'll bring things around to the back, which we'll have to start rethinking. Okay, so 9 green looks tough, but I think pretty good. Okay. A little bit more heavy roughing around in here. Okay. Well, that kind of will do it for that portion of things. Now it's time to start looking at some visuals. And I've definitely spotted a few things that we definitely need to fix. Well, 1 right through 9, I think. Things maybe we need to add or get rid of, or vice versa. Well, I think I already said add or get rid of. You know what I mean. I'm tired. I'm getting tired here. It's late. Been a busy week. Okay. I've been wrestling for a while with the idea of planting the cliffs a bit, but I don't think it needs them. I really don't. I think we just kind of keep it as is. There's like a little depression in here that, maybe could use a little something. Maybe could use a little something. Maybe just a little bit of grass. So we're just going to kind of do some pocket planting here. Just some pocket planting. There we go. Just something there. Okay, we're not going to worry about any of that cliffside stuff yet. I might cut a little bit of this down. Don't really need it. we go. Okay. Now, what we did on 1 was we did some of this, and I have not carried it over at all. This, like, dunesy stuff in the tree line. I did it a bit on 1, and I did it a bit here on 2, and then I kind of abandoned the idea. Which I don't know if is necessarily a good thing. I wonder if sand would look good in here. So that's something we got to think about. We might need to try it in a few places, but before we get to that, we have to look at this second shot on 1 here. And it's definitely, it's great. The lighting is just, that's going to be the showstopper there, but you know, there's a big lot of nothing going on in here, so I don't know what this is going to be exactly, but you know, we can probably plant in here, just on the hill a bit, and we'll see what becomes of it. We're gonna try, let's try these grasses in here. I might plant just a bit by this tree. No, I'm too far. Nope, definitely not gonna do that. And I might extend some planting in here. Just a bit. Okay. Now, do I want to do like a little waste bunker or something in there? Just, it's kind of pointless, but would it look okay? Something needs to go here. This feels like some space that's underutilized. Definitely underutilized. Okay. So, let's see how that looks. There's something kind of interesting there. Let's try sinking some trees and seeing what we get. Oh, that's not gonna work because this has all been automatically heavy roughed in. So let's change that. What am I looking for? Trees. There we go. Throw our good friend, the tropical tree, down here. Well, maybe that's something we could work with. Might not necessarily need sand, but right there, right away, that makes that a little bit more interesting. Maybe a little grass, not too much, but maybe some. We gotta have a little path to get them from 1 to 2, so we don't want to forget that. Maybe some of that. A bit of this. Now, do I want to extend some trees into this area? I don't know. I think this just makes it... It's getting rid of some of that negative space. Okay, so a little bit of that. A little bit of this. My headset's yelling at me, telling me I need to plug it in. Not sure if this is going to work because it's the smallest frickin' cord in the world. Let's change this up. There we go. I think I can still hear things. Nope, I can't. What's happened? There we go. Alright. Ooh. That was close. Alright, so a few little trees in here I would like to kind of thicken up. Some tree line stuff. Too many of these little scrawny trees hanging around. Need a few more of these in here. Some of the big boys. I'm gonna throw a few of these in here. I don't think that kills any look of any kind. I feel like it does. This closes it in a bit, which I think is actually nice. Okay. So we'll flatten this area. That's kind of going to be the pathway from 1 up to 2. Do you have some questions? I haven't answered any questions today. Nick has an interesting question. We're curious if you're interested in the new MLB The Show Stadium Builder for the upcoming game. Have you looked into it and are willing to try it? I am a big MLB The Show fan. I bought it every year since 17. This is the first year I am not buying MLB The Show. At least right now. I've usually by now I would have succumbed to the pressure and pre-ordered it, but at this point I just don't have time. I'm more out of the park baseball guy now anyway. I always play Diamond Dynasty and then get bored. Yeah, not this time. So the answer is no. I actually haven't really even looked into it. I didn't realize it had a stadium builder. So I think, oh, actually maybe I did hear it, but I think it's maybe for like new consoles. I don't have a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox One X or anything, so I wouldn't even have it if I could. So the short answer, no, I'm not. But yeah, I might miss it. Thomas Hales says, most of the trouble off the tee seems to be out of play or can easily be carried as the majority of people have a 285 to 296 driver. Is this intentional? I kind of disagree. Yeah, there are some things that are maybe out of play, but there are some things that are very much in play. And again, you also got to think about the wind. Okay, you're not getting a tailwind or a crosswind every time. So that is also something to consider. But I wouldn't consider my hazards to be like way out of play. But okay, so I think that looks pretty good on one. Don't really like what I'm going to get rid of a little bit of this bunker in here. Not really doing anything. we go. Don't really need that. Okay, so that's kind of one. And how it's looking. I think that little area that we did in behind there looks pretty good. This kind of closes things in a bit. Yeah, a little bit of a shoot. Get a little preview of the second hole. For sure. Okay. So, yeah, we had some of the sand going on, and then we kind of stopped that. So I don't really feel like it's necessary in and around here. But it is also kind of weird how we just kind of do it on the first two holes, and then we don't anymore. So, you know, is there a viable place for it still? I don't know. Okay, so we've had some question marks in terms of the visuals surrounding hole 2, particularly around the green. I think I'm fine. I like the drive, but the second shot, just with the third in the back, just kind of feels a little meh. And we got a very, very slope. The more I look at this, the more I hate this fairway. Like, we really tried to get really aggressive with the undulations here, but it's almost looking borderline messy in some spots. So I'm just going to bring out the flatten brush in a few places. That's probably okay. Whatever. That's fine. Okay, so the big question is, what exactly is it missing? You know, the openness is kind of nice, but I feel like we're missing something kind of up here. Well, maybe some of this is planted in here. This is a little bit of a barrier between 2 and 9. I'll let you kind of walk up to 3, but so let's try that. So I'm going to pull out of that heavy rough. We're going to make this a little rougher. Just in here. I think we'll do a little bit of planting, maybe even extend the tree line out that far too. Alright. This is never my favorite part of design, where you're just like, alright, I want to kind of go back, go start building holes again. And you know, we might bail on this soon, and you know, go back and touch some things up later, but we actually I don't think we have too much more we need to look at. But yeah, there's sometimes where this part isn't the most exciting part, but you know, proofreading and spell checking and all that stuff. Just in the designer. Okay. Okay, probably a few trees. Couple of these. Look at that. Some of the shorter, thicker ones. Then maybe a couple of these taller, scraggly ones. couple of these big boys in here just to fill in some space. Okay, that I think is definitely looking better. We're just closing it in a bit. Yeah, I think that's probably pretty good. Now, just looking at the cliff, I just don't love it. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. It's just, there's always something that's kind of looked awkward about these couple holes, and not 100% sure what I do with it. Just, I feel like it just needs another piece, but you know, it looks great with 3 in the back. I don't want to ruin that view at all, so we're gonna leave it. We might come back with another idea, but we're gonna leave it there. Alright, 3 is looking pretty good. I'd like these cliffs just to have a little bit more character here on 3. So let's try using this little explosion brush and kind of seeing what I can come up with just to make these a little more interesting, if I can, without sacrificing too much. Maybe it's not as maybe something's coming in from the cliff here. Ooh. No, I don't like that. Alright, that'll have to do. And then we kind of weren't sure, we were just kind of experimenting here, but I think this is kind of a cool beachy kind of look that I think we're just going to keep. I think it's a unique little part of the golf course. I think it looks fine. It looks fine. I'm not going to waste my time planting or doing anything back here because that is literally not going to be visible from any part of the golf course. So we're not going to bother. Okay. Yeah, I think that's probably pretty good. Alright, and then on to 4. Or I've got no issues with up until we get past the green. And we need a place to walk from 4 up to 5. So I said I was kind of going to plant this little spot here. So, you know, we'll probably do the same kind of planting. This guy here. Okay. A little bit of that. Yeah, this may not be the most exciting of the episodes, but again, it's the whole process. This stuff puts me to sleep, to be honest, but stuff we gotta do. A little bit of that. That's looking pretty good already. A couple of these bushes in here for... Oh, I don't like that. These ones. Yeah, these are the ones. There we go. Just something a little bit different. Oops, that's not what I want. Okay. So, you know, kind of a nice little walking path up. Well, not really a walking path. We don't really need a walking path, I feel. So this is kind of going to be edge of the plot kind of stuff. So it's the question mark is, you know, 11's probably going to go here. I could probably see 12. What's my yardage here? Not long. That's, yeah, so if we put 11 there, tightest we could get maybe is put a hole here. I would love this to extend out to a short 4. So, you know, maybe we could extend it out to here and just make a treacherous little downhill short 4. I don't know. At that point, that's probably like hole 13. And then we got a lot of work to do to get it back to here. So I don't know. We really got stuff to think about with routing the back for sure. Okay, I don't think I have to do anything visual-wise on 5. It looks fantastic. And 6 will need some work. But I think we'll leave 6 to another episode, as we're right about that 40-45 minute mark. So I feel like this is a good spot to say we'll see you next time. As yeah, I think we're getting there. So next episode we'll kind of be finishing off the back half of the front 9, which is not much left to do, I think. And maybe one kind of final playthrough, and then well, not final playthrough, but one more playthrough, and then we jump into starting to think about the back 9. But yeah, this course coming along very nicely. So thank you guys so much for watching, as always, and we'll see you next time.